Hello, all. I hope everyone is doing well. Uh, the best of health, wealth, and happiness. I figured it was close to about 3 weeks to a month since I uploaded my last video, and life has been busy. Different things happening. I've been traveling. Work life has been busy every which way, so I didn't find the time. However, better late than never, and I thought I'll come up with this video. The topic for this video uh, is one of the most sought out controversial topics, if I may call it that way, but again, something that all of us believe in. All of us are convinced. All of us are convinced by very strong personalities right from our childhood. It's something that's a part of everyday life. It's one of our very basic belief systems, which is God. Now, when I say this topic, uh, most of us must be thinking as to what's going to be new. All of us know what it is about. Although we have different religions, still, when it comes to spirituality, I think the belief is very strong amongst all the religions. The ways in which we worship God could be different, but again, the concept of God and the importance of it and the efficacy of everyday prayer and miracles is something which is taught right from a newborn to a toddler to a kid, all the way up to a grown up, all the way up to the death, right? So, from birth to death, we are taught and we are told to follow um, God. And again, also some of the religious customs, traditions, uh, rituals, and everything that comes along with every other religion. Now, first, as a disclaimer, this video is not going to be about the different religions. Again, I'm going to touch base on certain different topics in terms of examples and instances, but if that's specific to any specific religion, then that's not planned. That's just a coincidence. Again, I request for all the viewers and all my friends, all the subscribers, to please not take any of this content personally or misinterpret any of this content uh, as something that's intended towards manipulation or judgment or trying to modify the thinking of people. I'm just sharing my views out here, so everybody can listen to it and feel free to add on, criticize any kind of a comment or any new opinions are welcome. Uh, well, you never know if that could totally trigger a different kind of thought process in me. So looking forward to that. Now, with um, this background, I start my video by talking about God. God is something, as I mentioned earlier, is something that's taught as one of the most basic and important belief systems for all of us. I come from a family which is very orthodox, very much told to abide to some of the belief systems, rituals. I come from a Hindu Brahmin family where there is a very large importance given to God and worship and rituals and spirituality. But however, the interpretation of spirituality has changed over the years thanks to what I've gone through in life, thanks to learnings, like it happens to all of us. Things have evolved, and I still am a very spiritual person. I do believe in God, but the interpretation is totally different right now. And this video is essentially to describe some of the new things that I have felt through the process of my spiritual journey. So to start with, the whole idea of putting this video together came from something that I heard a couple of days ago from one of my friends. And this person is a very good friend of mine. He has been suffering from certain health complications over the past couple of months, and he called me a few weeks ago, very happily saying that his health has improved considerably, and all thanks to God, since his family has been following certain religious beliefs, because of which, at least his version of it, is that The deity has been pacified and he has been sanctified, and so he's feeling better right now and he's back to normal health. First things first, I felt very happy because he's a very true friend of mine, and all of us want our friends to be happy, don't we? But later on, I started thinking about, hey, is this actually attributed to what he is saying, that it's coming from some kind of a spiritual regimentation or certain rituals being followed, certain beliefs, yes or no? And when I started to think about it, I started introspecting what's been happening through my life as well. And there was a very similar instance which happened to me 1 year ago, where things came to a screeching halt. When I mean screeching halt, there was multiple things happening in my life, not in just one area of life because it's easier to handle, but I was in a situation where I was blocked from all sides, and this wasn't too far away in time, just about a year ago. Personally, professionally, every which way. It's one of those things where life's going very normally and you're not even bothered about anything, but suddenly things come to a screeching halt and you're at a loss to understand what you need to do. And again, whenever there's a problem, we resort to things that we've been doing ever since childhood. So I went back to the religious path and started following certain customs and certain rituals that I always used to, but then even more now because I wasn't a problem. And these are things which have been taught to me ever since childhood. So obviously, go back to things that you've been learning all the time. And it was great. And the greatest part was that in about 60 days' time, all of the issues were resolved and I came out of it unscathed. I felt very good. I felt very happy. I thanked God because I was 100% convinced that, hey, had I not followed those rituals, then I wouldn't have been out of the issue. Time passed eventually, and you always tend to go back and reanalyze what you've been through in life, and so did I. So I went back and thought again about what actually happened and how I got out of it. In retrospect, I realized that the solution to my problems was found by me, thanks to my thinking, my actions, my planning. I figured solutions to my issues and eventually got out of the problem. Now, this put in a thinking seed in my mind, which was about three major questions, which I'm planning to address as part of this video. First, is there God? Second, do we need one? And third, has God created man or has man created God? First, is there God or do we need one? As I mentioned earlier, in retrospect, I realized that when I was encountered with that particular scenario in life, which was a deadlock, I used my mental capabilities, my physical strength, my morals, um, my intellectuality, my cognitive intelligence, and my emotional strength to plan certain things, to enter into action, work through it, and eventually have those issues resolved. And the solution was found, and I was out of trouble. Now, what I realized is God is not outside, God is within you. These capabilities, be it physical, be it intellectual, be it moral, be it your righteousness, be it your discipline, be it your instincts which trigger the right plan of action, all of this is God. And I'm not trying to put in a totally new concept. Decades ago, there was a spiritual guru whose name is very popular. Most of you would have heard of Adi Shankaracharya. He was a Hindu guru and he advocated something called Advaita. The philosophy of Advaita reinforces the fact called Aham Brahmasmi, which means God is within you. And this is what I realized as part of my spiritual journey after I went through that entire roller coaster, that it was capabilities within me, it was faculties within me. And this is not just me, I'm sure it's most of us. We probably do not analyze it as much, and we should probably start doing that after listening to this video. It's capabilities within us that we've learned, that the wisdom that we've gathered over years, thanks to our experiences with life, that help us recover problems. So, realizing God essentially is more about looking inwards, looking into you, as opposed to looking outwards. Now, this being said, does it mean that everybody who has been imparting the knowledge of saying there is an external God, there is a supernatural power that creates all of us, that decides our life, and so on and so forth, that can help heal, that can make miracles happen, and all of that, is that just fake and farce? Well, here's what I'll tell you. I'll give you an example, I'll give you an analogy. When a child, maybe until 1 to 10 years, 1 to 12 years, asks us questions as to how the child came into the world, how it was born, the response is generally about saying that, hey, the parents reply by saying that, hey, we always wanted to have a baby, we wanted to have a prince or a princess, and God just came and then put you on our lap. Is this true or is it farce? Well, it is not the truth, but again, you cannot totally call it fake. The reason being, this is the level of understanding, and this is the way you can make the child understand until it has the right time or the right intellectual capabilities to look at the truth the way it is. So, although there is a truth, if it is imparted prematurely, then it doesn't make too much sense to the person who's gaining the knowledge. And I'm sure this was probably one of the reasons why a lot of our spiritual gurus, regardless of religion, our parents, our elders back in the day, enforced the fact that, hey, there's an external entity, there's a supernatural power called God, and that you should pray to it and you should follow certain procedures, which is not wrong. It was just a different way of telling us. They probably felt that we were not mature enough, that we were not ripe enough to understand the actual truth the way it is, because looking inwards is not easy. It needs a lot of understanding, it needs a lot of maturity, which not everybody has in the earlier days. It comes with life. The other way of seeing this is that an external entity called God was probably created by mankind to work as a moral police, to work as a disciplinarian. So there is a certain amount of fear instilled in all of us. The benefits of having fear instilled is only that there is the right way of working. Imagine if you went to a school which did not have any teachers in it, which did not have a headmaster or headmistress. Wouldn't that be a complete chaos? Of course it would. You have people in the school who can punish you, teach you, regiment you only because it's very important to learn and have an organized society, uh, not have crime, and again, keep things as righteous as possible. This is moral policing. And again, that probably was one of the reasons why people referred to God at one point in time being an external entity. But according to me, and according to some of our scriptures and some of the history as well, there have been people who have interpreted God as something that's within you, a part of you. And I totally endorse that. Now, this comes to our second question, do we need God? My answer is completely yes, we do need God, again, for the two reasons I mentioned. One, that not everybody can understand, or not people at all ages can understand the concept of looking inward and realizing God. So sometimes you need to mask the truth in a different way so it's easily interpreted. And the second thing is that we do need somebody who can actually instill that fear and keep us organized and keep us righteous. both of which are very important. Third and most important question that I wanted to address in this video: has man created God, or has God created man? According to me, man is the one who has created the concept of God, which is not wrong. That is exactly what all of us need. But again, we should not get way too uh, way too much into this particular organizational structure and the story that we've created, that we stop looking inwards. The most important thing, according to me, is to look inwards and build on our capabilities, build on our intellectuality, build on our strengths. Uh, so when there is a problem, we are able to deal with it and come out of it unscathed. This was just my thought on spirituality, God. Again, nothing to do with religion. So apologies if there's any misinterpretation. But not everybody needs to be aligned with me in terms of the thinking. So feel free to comment. I'll be more than happy to hear back. But for more videos on more topics, some of them controversial and some of them that all of us already know, be it destiny, be it fate, be it love, be it work, and more taboo topics as well, please subscribe, like, and share. Thank you. See you in my next video.